Welcome to the Healing Bitch podcast. I'm Jackie Ortez, a psychic medium that has a penchant for all things spiritual. During this time with me, we will explore the world of energy and how it affects us all. Each podcast will address a question submitted from my listeners that I feel I have the authority to answer. So get comfy, throw on your headphones, and let's see what happens. Hi, and welcome back to the Healing Bitch podcast. As we approach the end of the year, if you are looking for any kind of insight as to what is happening into your life with the reading, or you would like some energy clearing or just, a nice reset of your body to help release anything that you're holding on to in 2024, and you want to release it before 2025, just go to the Healing Bitch podcast page on Instagram and click in the bio, and you'll see all my scheduling for readings, for Reiki, for anything that you need. You can also just shoot me a message with a question that you have or something that you would like to see on the podcast. Well, welcome back again, I should say, because I just recorded this entire podcast and none of the fucking sounds worked. So here we are again to do this. I am today talking about habits. So this weekend, I went to Cape May with me and my girlfriends. We went on our annual Christmas trip, which was so much fun, to Cape May, New Jersey. We happened to go the weekend that was opening weekend and the parade. So it was really, really crowded, but it was absolutely beautiful and frigid and freezing, but a lot of fun. If you're interested in seeing a video about that, it's on my Healing Guidance Jackie page and also on my Healing Guidance Jackie TikTok. But while they're there, you get to spend time with people that you haven't been able to see for a while. A lot of my friends are moms, and you talk about your life a lot and what you've been up to and things that you do and, stuff like that. So I mentioned a few things. Like, I think I mentioned my wind down routine at night and how I really start going to bed at like 9:30, how I put things in the same place, or at least try to, and how like years ago I hired a personal organizer and she organized my entire apartment, and now I use that. I think I said it on the other podcast. I did the same thing. I forgot it in the beginning and then I remembered it later on, but I was just talking about little things that I do in my life and little routines I have, and she was like, "You're really a routine person." And it took me a second to think about that because I did not grow up routined at all. If anything, I had such an adverse reaction to having routines when I was younger. I actually felt like it was punishment to have routines. So, but I noticed in my later years that there is so much freedom in structure that I was like, okay, let's try to implement some more things. So now I have some simple things that I do. Like every morning that I wake up, I lay in bed and I just look around and I'm like, thank you, God, for letting me wake up and have another beautiful day. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that. And then also at night, I kind of do the same thing. I just thank God and all my angels and guides and everybody for everything that's happened that day. I think about what's good that happened. I also tell my cat like 50,000 times that I love her and give her like 6,700 kisses. You get it if you're a pet parent. You understand exactly what I'm saying. But yes, that is part of my routine. And then my wind down routine, like I mentioned, that starts at like 9:30 at night, and you get the point. I have all these routines, and she pointed it out, and I just thought it was like kind of amazing that I had all of that because, like I said, I didn't grow up this way. But I also had a discussion with someone else a few months ago about structure and the structure that I have in my life and the motivation that I have in my life to get certain things done. And they were like, "Oh, I hope I get there." And, I hope I have this structure one day. And it was a process to implement that structure and to have it in my life. So I thought it was a really good subject to talk about the reality of incorporating new things into your life and incorporating new structure and new habits and what the reality is of implementing them, because we're told, yes, willpower, go girl, like there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, absolutely. But I remember watching a podcast that Mel Robbins did, and this is like years ago. It was just a podcast clip that I saw, and she was telling me how motivate and telling me, listen, like I was on the fucking podcast. She was saying she was saying on the podcast how motivation is bullshit. Motivation is bullshit. Waiting for motivation. You have to make your own motivation. And I 100% agree. And when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, this makes so much sense. And it's true, because when it's like, when the moment strikes, I will do this. When I'm ready, I will do that. And yes, there are some things that you have to wait until you're ready to do. Absolutely. But if you want something that's going to be a constant in your life, you can't just like do it when the wind blows the right way and motivation strikes you in the face. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do that shit when you don't want to do it. And that's how people become successful. And that's how habits become successful. You do things when you don't want to. So, let's talk about some of the habits that I have incorporated and how I have incorporated them. So, we're going to start with my 2024 goals that I set last year in the beginning, at the end of 2023. Every year when it comes to the New Year resolution, every year when it comes to the New Year's resolution time, I don't like the word resolution. I'm going to be honest with you. I actually don't know like the actual definition. I just don't like the word. I know it's like something about like changing and something that you're going to declare that you're going to do. And it just feels very dramatic to me to do resolutions. I like picking out some words of my year and then making goals. I always make a goal bingo. And I found the format on Pinterest last year. And oh, no, I didn't find it on Pinterest. I found it on Canva. Yes, I found it on Canva and I personalized it. And I had 16 goals. I think I had 16 goals that I wanted to do, or 12 goals. I'm getting confused because one of my goals was to read, it was supposed to be to read 12 books, but I wound up printing out a book tracker that had 16 books. And I was like, oh my God, how in God's name am I going to read 16 books this year? Well, newsflash, I'm on book number 35. So that wasn't a problem. That's what happens when the first half of the year you are working on yourself and you don't want to see that many people. All you do is read fantasy smut books with hot 6'7" fairies, and you enjoy life that way, which I highly recommend, but not the point. I like to start with a bingo sheet. And on my bingo sheet this year was something that's very obvious to most people, but it is not obvious to me. I wanted a nighttime skincare routine. I wanted it to become a regular part of my life because it just hasn't been before. I have been blessed with very, very good skin. I haven't had to take like that much good care of it, except for in the past like 4 years, ever since I was like 38. So about 5 years. So ever since I was 38, my skin like kind of went like haywire. And I also live in an apartment that has forced air that like murders my skin. So I have to sleep with a humidifier. But anyway, so that was one of my goals, to every night have a skincare routine. And, I see women my age, especially with like, well, now it's like freaking 9-year-olds too, that are getting like all this Sephora skincare, Drunk Elephant and stuff that they like absolutely don't need because of TikTok. But we're not going to go down that. Let's reel it in, Jackie. So I was like, okay, I'm going to eventually need a few things for my skin because my rosacea is getting bad, whatever. But we're going to start simple. So that's my first word of advice. When you start to incorporate a new habit into your life, start simple. So I was like, okay, let's go to the store. We're going to get CeraVe face wash, and we're going to get La Roche-Posay, the double tourmaline cream, I think it's called, which is fantastic for my skin. So I was like, okay, the goal is every night I'm going to wash my face and I'm going to put this lotion on, and that's it. We're not going to do eye stuff. We're not going to do anything else. We're not even going to do the research for it. The goal is this. And every time after I wash my face, I am going to tell myself, I am so proud of you. If there is one thing in this world, I am my biggest cheerleader. And I feel like all of us need to be, because we can't rely on outside sources, and we need to believe in ourselves, because we really shouldn't give a shit what other people think anyway. But I found that the more I not only told myself that I was proud of myself, but the more I actually really felt it, the more I wanted to wash my face. So that's what happened. Yes, there were definitely some nights that I did not wash my face. I fell asleep on the couch and I was like, ugh, I just have enough energy to brush my teeth. Fuck this. I'm not washing my face. I'm just going to go to bed. But that's another thing. Like, give yourself some grace while you're making these habits. Like, I understand it's like, okay, let's say you want to lose weight, right? Okay, I'm going to go to the gym like 4 days a week. I'm gonna eat well every single day. I'm gonna cut this out. I'm gonna cut that out. I mean, you're setting yourself up for failure, because you're not only trying to incorporate one thing into your life, you're trying to incorporate like 5 things into your life. Do you know how exhausting that is for your brain to always be like, okay, we're going to go to the gym, but then we got to eat this, and then we got to eat that, and then we got to do this. Like, fuck that, man. Do one at a time. And I always found that going to the gym was really hard for me. So in April of when the fuck did I start? April of 2023, I started going to Pilates, but I was like, I'm going to ease on into this. We're not going to go like full force. So I started with 2 days a week. And then the next month I moved to 3 days a week. And then the following month I moved to 4 days a week. And then the following month I ended the year doing 5 days a week. Excuse me, of Pilates. And at that point, I wasn't burning my body out. I was used to doing it. I was excited to go. So I built it up, and I really think that's what is so important. So with the skincare routine, like I said, I started with the face wash and just the one lotion. I let myself get comfortable with that, get proud of myself for like 2 months. I did that. And then I started doing more research, and I found, okay, azelaic acid is great for rosacea, and it's great for retaining moisture in your skin. Okay, let's try that shit. Let's get some under eye stuff. And now I feel weird if I don't wash my face and put lotion on. Like, I feel weird. And I'm like, if I try to go to bed without it, I have to get out of bed and do it. So now it is incorporated. It's not even a thought. It's a feeling. My body's used to it. I'm used to it. I'm used to being proud of myself with it. And I've done really, really, really well. So when you start a habit, just celebrate every little thing possible that you can with it, because that's going to make you stay and stick with it, and then just build it over time. And when it comes to like the New Year stuff, give yourself some grace. Like, yeah, think about what's really important to you. Is it really important if you lose 10 pounds? Who are you losing those 10 pounds for? Is it really for you? If it's for you, good. Go for it, girl. I think that's fantastic. But if you're doing it because of you feel you have to because of society or you want to fit into your old jeans or like think about the sacrifice of what you're going to have to do and if you really want to eat cake instead of losing those 10 pounds, eat the fucking cake. I mean, at this age, we should not be correlating weight with self-worth. And unfortunately, we all, everyone around my age and a bit younger, have all grown up in a really, really, really messed up time where skin and bones was glorified. So that's I'm like going all over the place. I bet you it's I know why I'm doing that. It's because I drank this canned social tonic and I've been drinking it while I've been doing this podcast and it's drove me a little bit nuts that I recorded a whole podcast and there was no volume. No volume and I said some like good nuggets of wisdom. So, let's hope you guys get a decent amount out of this as well. But good luck out there. We are almost through this holiday season. Enjoy every minute, every cookie exchange, every dinner you're going to. Enjoy wrapping your presents, enjoy being around family, enjoy all the beautiful food that you're going to eat and all the beautiful holidays because 2025 is coming and the world is in a very very interesting place right now, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. So let's just enjoy these holidays. And I hope this was helpful, even just a teeny bit with me going on. And I will see you soon.